All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Global Buddhist Summit in New Delhi today. Home Minister Amit Shah to chair a meeting of head of departments of member states of SCO today in New Delhi. Today is the last day for filing nominations for Karnataka Assembly Polls. Cabinet approves National Quantum Mission to scale up scientific and industrial research and development in quantum technology. United Nations, African and Arab leaders to hold a virtual meeting today to discuss ways to end the hostilities in Sudan. And in IPL Cricket, Lucknow Super Giants beat Rajasthan Royals by 10 runs in Jaipur. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Global Buddhist Summit in New Delhi today. The Ministry of Culture, in collaboration with the International Buddhist Confederation, will host the two-day summit. The theme of the summit is Responses to Contemporary Challenges, Philosophy to Praxis. This global summit will mark the significance and importance of India in Buddhism, as Buddhism was born in India. Our correspondent reports that the prime vision of the summit is to look into the teachings of the Shakyamuni Buddha that have been continuously enriched over the centuries with the practice of Buddha Dhamma.
Delegates from about 30 countries will participate in the event, and around 171 delegates from foreign countries and 150 delegates from Indian Buddhist organizations will take part. Eminent scholars, Sangha leaders and Dharma practitioners from all over the world will attend the conference. For the first time, prominent Buddhist monks from various countries will visit India and take part in the summit. The discussions will be held on how to deal with contemporary challenges with the help of Buddhist philosophy and thought. The summit will also be a medium to enhance the cultural and diplomatic relationships with other countries. With Dipendra Kumar, Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
Home Minister Amit Shah will chair a meeting of head of departments of member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization or SCO in New Delhi today, dealing with prevention and elimination of emergency situations. During the meeting, the delegates from SCO member states will share information relating to the large-scale emergency situations which occurred in their territories and the measures taken to handle them. The delegates will also share their views on the innovative practices, technologies, and future prospects for cooperation in the field of prevention and elimination of emergency situations within the framework of the SCO. Based on these deliberations, the member states will enhance cooperation in the field of preparedness, emergency response, and jointly mitigate the impact arising out of natural and man-made disasters within the framework of the SCO. The participants will also discuss and approve the action plan for the implementation of the agreement between the SCO member states on cooperation in providing assistance in the elimination of emergency situation in 2023 to 2025. On the sidelines of the SCO meeting, Mr. Shah will also hold bilateral meetings with the ministers of some of the SCO member states. India has been actively participating in SCO and providing substantial support to various mechanisms in the forum. India is focusing on initiating proposals for mutual benefit of SCO member states, observers and dialogue partners. Today is the last day for filing of nominations for the Karnataka Assembly Polls. Yesterday, many senior leaders filed their nominations for the Assembly elections, which will be held on the 10th of next month. Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai filed his nomination papers yesterday from Shiggaon seat after holding a roadshow. Former Chief Minister and Congress leader Siddaramaiah filed his nomination from Varuna. Jagdish Shettar filed his nomination from Hubli-Dharwad Central Constituency. 935 candidates, including 62 women, filed their nomination papers yesterday for the Assembly elections. More than 3,000 nomination papers have been filed so far. In Bengaluru, the vote from home option has been chosen by around 8,900 persons who are above 80 years of age or people with disability. The Election Commission has introduced this option for the first time in Karnataka Assembly elections to encourage electoral participation in urban areas. More from our correspondent.
This is a first of its kind initiative by the Election Commission to introduce the vote from home option for those who cannot visit the polling booth due to age factor or due to disability. Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike will create a temporary polling booth at the residences of such voters opting to vote from home. The officials will visit such homes 4 or 5 days in advance before the polling day of May 10th. A presiding officer, booth level officer, police personnel and a videographer will visit such homes under intimation to the candidates contesting the election in such constituencies in Bengaluru. An envelope with the ballot paper will be given to the voter who votes in secrecy and puts it in the envelope. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
The Centre has approved the National Quantum Mission to accelerate quantum technology-led economic growth and leverage India into a leading nation in the sector. A decision in this regard was taken at a Union Cabinet meeting in New Delhi yesterday. Addressing media after the meeting, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur said the quantum mission has been approved at a total cost of over 6,000 crore rupees for a period from 2023-24 to 2030-31.
नेशनल क्वांटम मिशन के लिए मंजूरी आदरणीय मोदी जी की सरकार ने दी है। उनकी अध्यक्षता में कैबिनेट मिली। 6,003 करोड़ रुपए का इसका बजट का प्रावधान किया गया है। इस पे कुल मिलाकर लागत आएगी 2023-24 से 2030-31 तक का इसका समय सीमा है और ये देश को नई ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाने वाला एक ऐसा निर्णय है जो एक बार फिर प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हुआ।
Elaborating more on the National Quantum Mission, Union Minister for Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh said the mission will give India a quantum jump in the world arena. He added that there are at present 6 countries, including the USA, Canada and France, which are having quantum technology.
This National Quantum Mission is going to give India a quantum jump in the world arena. There are only 6 countries so far who have this technology. They are Finland, Austria, France. They are also in the R&D stage. None of them has actually started the application of it, and therefore we are also going to be at par.
The mission would greatly benefit communication, health, financial and energy sectors as well as drug design and space applications. It will provide a huge boost to national priorities like Digital India, Make in India, Skill India and Stand Up India, Startup India, Self-Reliant India and Sustainable Development Goals. The aim of the mission is to seed, nurture and scale up scientific and industrial research and development and create a vibrant and innovative ecosystem in quantum technology. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. All India Radio is presenting a vignette of select quotes of the Prime Minister from Mann Ki Baat as the program completes its 100th episode this month. Today, in the 73rd episode of this special program, let's listen to the Prime Minister highlighting how India's COVID-19 vaccination program stands out as an example.
People, voice and direct dialogue. That's your and our Mann Ki Baat. Yes, this is how our Prime Minister connects with millions of countrymen. With the program Mann Ki Baat, aired on the last Sunday of every month on All India Radio. This series, which started on October 3rd, 2014, will complete its 100th episode in April 2023. In the 73rd episode of this special program, let's listen to those excerpts in which the Prime Minister spoke of India's corona vaccine program and its success. There was a time when India depended on Western countries for medicines and vaccines. How things have changed now. During the corona pandemic, when the entire world was helpless and in a quandary, the Indian scientists rose to the challenge and proved their mettle by coming up with a vaccine in record time. And taking the baton from them, the vaccine manufacturers came next in line and produced them with such efficiency that not only did the vaccination drive gain momentum in India, but India also started exporting these vaccines to other countries. In the Mann Ki Baat program broadcast on 31st January 2021, the Prime Minister recalled the successful vaccination program and our vaccine diplomacy.
जैसे कोरोना के खिलाफ भारत की लड़ाई एक उदाहरण बनी है। वैसे ही अब हमारा वैक्सीनेशन प्रोग्राम भी दुनिया में एक मिसाल बन रहा है। आज भारत दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा कोविड वैक्सीन प्रोग्राम चला रहा है। आप जानते हैं और भी ज्यादा गर्व की बात क्या है? हम सबसे बड़े वैक्सीन प्रोग्राम के साथ ही दुनिया में सबसे तेज गति से अपने नागरिकों का वैक्सीनेशन भी कर रहे हैं।
In Rajasthan, a 2-day Millet Mahotsav will begin at Jaipur from today. During this period, there will be interactive sessions between industry experts and micro-food processing enterprises, self-help groups and farmer-producer organizations engaged in food processing, agri-food processing business opportunities, various schemes and incentives, and millets will also be discussed in the event. United Nations African and Arab leaders will hold a virtual meeting today to discuss ways to end the hostilities in Sudan. In a statement, UN Chief Spokesperson said, Secretary General Antonio Guterres continues efforts towards ensuring an end to the hostilities in Sudan. Mr. Guterres said that he would hold discussions with the AU chairperson, the Secretary General of the Arab League, the Executive Secretary of the East African Bloc IGAD, and other relevant organizations to diffuse tension and restore peace in violence-hit Sudan.
The humanitarian situation in Sudan was already precarious and is now catastrophic. I condemn the deaths and injuries to civilians and humanitarian workers and the targeting and looting of premises. I have spoken during the weekend with the two Sudanese leaders and I am actively engaging with the AU, the Arab League and leaders across the region. And I reaffirm that the United Nations stands with the people of Sudan.
In the meantime, after the failure of Tuesday evening's truce attempt, thousands of civilians have fled Sudan's capital and foreign nations are also trying to evacuate their citizens. Nearly 300 people have been killed and at least 2,600 people have been injured so far in the past 5 days, the UN Health Agency said, but the toll is likely to be higher. The India Meteorological Department or IMD has forecast that heat wave conditions are likely to continue over East India during the next 2 days and abate thereafter. It said heat wave conditions are likely over Bihar, West Bengal, Odisha and Jharkhand. The maximum temperatures were in the range of 40 to 44 degrees Celsius over most parts of central and East India. In IPL Cricket, Lucknow Super Giants beat Rajasthan Royals by 10 runs at Savai Man Singh Stadium in Jaipur yesterday. Put into bat first, Lucknow posted 154 for 4 in stipulated 20 overs with the help of Kyle Mayer's 51 runs. Today, Punjab Kings will lock horns with Royal Challengers Bangalore at the Punjab Cricket Association Stadium, Mohali at 3:30 p.m., while Delhi Capitals will take on Kolkata Knight Riders at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Tanvi Khurana.
Thank you, Anuja. A top front page headline in all the dailies talk about India set to overtake China to become the world's most populous country soon. The Tribune positively writes, demographic edge for India with higher youth count. The Times of India cites the UN indications saying India's population world's largest, surpassing China by mid-2023 for the first time. Quoting The Economist, the Economic Times reports India to retain fastest growing tag, economy likely to grow at 6% in financial year 2024. Cabinet clears 6,000 crore rupee plan to scale up quantum research, aiming to place India in an elite club of nations, writes Hindustan Times. And finally, with an inbox picture of the Apple CEO shaking hands with Prime Minister Modi, Hindustan Times writes, Cook meets Modi ahead of Apple Store launch in Saket today as company goes vocal for local. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Tanvi. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Global Buddhist Summit in New Delhi today. Home Minister Amit Shah to chair a meeting of head of departments of member states of SCO today in New Delhi. Today is the last day for filing nominations for Karnataka Assembly Polls. Cabinet approves National Quantum Mission to scale up scientific and industrial research and development in quantum technology. United Nations African and Arab leaders to hold a virtual meeting today to discuss ways to end the hostilities in Sudan. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.